to Tinker Tots. I'm Miss G. I work here at the South Branch Library in Breckenridge. I hope you all had a ton of fun with your first Tinker Tot last month, making the salt crystal feathers. But today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be making walking rainbows. They're a little bit more colorful, a little bit more messy, and very, very cool. We're going to learn about science and art today. All right, before we get started, I do have to remind you guys that the reason why I'm not wearing my mask is because I'm in the J room, the junior room here at the South Branch Library, and I've locked the door. Nobody can come in. It's just me. Please remember to wear your mask when you come visit the library or when you need to. All right, well, let's get started. At the end of this experiment, your walking rainbows will hopefully look a little bit like this. That is the goal. And I'll show you how mine turned out in just a minute. But before we do that, let's make sure we have everything we need to get started. First things first, empty out that Tinker Tots kit that I made for you, and let's see what is in it. All right, we have 3 little containers, each with different colored food coloring, one with blue, one with red, and one with yellow. The next thing that's going to be in there is the primary colors coloring sheet with the clouds and the rainbow on it, and we're going to use that next to talk about our colors and how they mix together. So hold on to that. You'll also need some markers or colored pencils or crayons to go along with it so we can color it in together. The last few things you're going to need are 6 cups. They can be clear plastic cups, glasses, or jars. Whatever you have, it doesn't matter as long as you can see through them so you can see the color change. And we will need 6 paper towels. This next part is really important to understanding how our colors work and how our walking rainbows are going to work today. We're going to learn a little bit about our primary colors. Does everyone know what the 3 main colors are, or primary colors? If you guessed red, yellow, and blue, you are correct. And if you didn't, that's okay. We're going to learn about it right now. The reason they are called primary colors is because the word primary means first. When you mix red and yellow, blue and yellow, red and blue, when you mix any of those 3 colors together, you'll get every other color you can think of. Most notably, you will get green, orange, and purple. Those are called the secondary colors because they come second to red, yellow, and blue. All right, to make a little more sense of that so it's not too confusing and we start to understand our colors more, we're going to use that coloring sheet I made. So go ahead and break out those markers, colored pencils, whatever you have, and start coloring in whatever those colors say. So I already have one started. So as you can see here, red and blue, they're going to make purple. This one's pretty dark. Yellow and red are going to make orange. And blue and yellow are going to make green. All right, let's take a moment, color that in. Go ahead and pause me, and then come right back, and we'll talk about how it went, okay? Awesome. I hope those primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, great job, are starting to make a little more sense, and you're starting to see how they mix together to make our secondary colors, orange, purple, and green. If you haven't already, make sure that rainbow is all colored in. It's really important to get that color order down. We're going to need that for our next step, which is finally going to start our walking rainbows. If you have a hard time remembering those colors of the rainbow, I do have a very cheesy but very short song to help us remember, and the words are going to be on the bottom of the screen so you can sing along with me if you want to. It goes like this. First comes red and orange, too, shiny yellow, green, and blue. Purple ends the pretty rays, only seen on rainy days. First comes red and orange, too, shiny yellow, green, and blue. Now comes the fun part, the actual experiment. Let's get started. All right, so grab those 6 cups. Remember, you need to be able to see through them. And we're going to lay them out either in a straight line, or you can put them in a circle like I've done with my test experiments I did the other day. Totally up to you. They will both work just the same. All right, so once you've done that, you're going to count 3 of your cups, 1, 2, 3, like I've done here, and fill them right to the top with water. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. Just fill them up to the top. You need as much as you can. All right. Now, once that is done, we are going to put them in the correct spot. Can everyone remember those primary colors for me? Red, yellow, and blue? That is right. Great job. So we are going to put those colors where they belong in the rainbow. So let's count on our colors. So it would be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We are going to put the water cups where the primary colors would be. So it's going to be red, filled with water to the top. Then an empty cup. It's really important, no water goes in there just yet. Then we're going to put a full cup where yellow is going to be. Then another empty cup where green would be. And then that last full cup where blue is going to be. And finally at the end, an empty cup where purple would be. This is where it gets a little bit messy, but that's okay. It'll all wash off later. We're going to open up those little containers I gave you with food coloring, the blue, the yellow, and the red. And we're going to put them in our cups that are full of water in the correct spot so they're in rainbow order. And I think mine might be backwards for you, but start in order and work your way across. So we're going to do red first. I'm going to pour all that in there. And then we're going to do yellow. Get all that in there. And then the last one, blue. All right. Now, as you guys can see, there's a couple spots missing, just like we talked about. They're going to be filled in by the end of this, don't worry. So we have our red. Go ahead and give it a little stir. And our yellow and our blue. Now, to get started, we're going to take those 6 paper towels, fold them in half, roll them up, make a little like this. We're going to do that with all 6 of them. And you're going to start placing them in the cups from left to right, one at a time. So we're going to start with our red over to what would be our orange, and so on down the line. So let's start with our first one. I'm going to put one end in the red, one end in the empty cup. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. Go ahead and roll it up. One end in the empty cup, one end in the yellow. All right, and then just keep going. One end in the yellow, one end in, does anyone know what color this one would be? Green, that's right, great job. All right, one end in the, what will be green, one end in the blue, and then our very last one, let's do that. All right, get a good roll going. One end in the blue, and one end in the purple. There you go. Oh, looks like I only needed 5 paper towels. Awesome. All right, so once you've done that, make sure it's somewhere where you're not going to move it for a while. You'll start to see stuff happen pretty soon, and it'll take about a day, maybe a little bit less, to really see some color change. What I just realized was we actually cannot do this in a straight line. We need it to be a circle. So don't undo anything you did. If you did it in a straight line, you still did it right. What we're going to do is we're just going to real gently push those cups together in that circle form. And we are going to use that 6 paper towel. You know, guys, sometimes in science, we need a couple times to get it right. And in this case, I needed a couple times on camera to get it right. So we're just going to fix it together. So we're going to take that 6 paper towel, get it from that red to that empty cup that will be purple. I hope you guys had a blast at Tinker Tots today, learning how to make walking rainbows and learning a little bit about our colors and art and, of course, science, as most of our Tinker Tots will be. Just sit back, relax. It's already starting to work for me. Hopefully it's working for you. Those paper towels just need some time to soak up that water and travel upward and onward to mix those colors together. All right, keep an eye on it. I hope it goes great, and I cannot wait to see how it turns out. I'll see you next time, guys.